This is the 13th story from the London Plus book. It's called Lost. Jim turned right out of the house. The stiffness in his arthritic hips eased as he walked. Always good to have a walk, he thought, down to the shops and maybe the park. He came to the junction and he turned right, not thinking about it at all. He was thinking of the park. Mum was taking me for a walk, holding my hand. It was in our local park. It was winter time. I had gloves on, or were they mittens? Now I think I never liked mittens. I thought they were only for sissies. Anyway, I can see us walking towards one of the exits. When I did something I no longer understand the reason for, I slipped my hand out of the glove and ran out of the gates and turned onto Park Lane. Jim was thinking of his past, not which way he was walking. He didn't notice which way he was going as he turned onto another road. Yes, it was Park Lane where the car stopped beside me. The man asked me was I alone, and I said I was not. I'll give you a lift home, he said. It's cold for walking. Hop in the seat beside me. I was a little scared and I asked who he was. I'm your Uncle Harry, don't you remember me? He said. Hop in quickly, the cars behind are waiting. And I did. And I remember us in the car passing my mother, looking left and right at the entrance of the park. There were more people around Jim, and for a little while he had to concentrate on not bumping into them. The lights were on in the shops. Jim thought the park is near the shops, not long to go at all. And he turned off the shopping street, down a quieter street, with cars parked nearly along the left-hand side. He slowed, feeling a slight ache in his back and of course his hip. Jim was then back in the past. The car speeded up as we left Mother behind. I said to Uncle Harry that I wanted my mother now. He said, Sonny boy, we'll soon be home. Don't worry, Mummy will be there too. We were going for quite a while. I didn't know what to do. Uncle Harry was promising a lovely tea when we were home, but it had never been taken so long to get home before. I can see the road still, with the red brick houses lining both sides. Mother used to call them villas, but it wasn't our home. I said, this is not my home. Jim suddenly realised that he didn't recognise where he was at all. There was a road sign, cul-de-sac. He knew that was not a name, but what was it? There was a name there too. This made no more sense than the other sign. His teacher had told him all those years ago, follow your nose. What did that mean? Who could he ask? Did he want to go home? Of course he did, but how? Follow your nose. If he turned around and walked back, he must come back to his house. That was it. That won't do the trick. He only wished he could sit down, just for a couple of minutes. He came to another junction and looked left and right. There was a low wall to his right, a great place to sit. And as he sat there, the ache in his back and hips lessened, and he realised he needed the toilet now. That was a problem. That was a problem indeed. Perhaps there was a field. Unfortunately for Jim, there aren't so many fields in suburban London. His mother used to let him pee against the wall. This wall was too low. Across the road might do. Isn't it always the way? People come when you're in the middle of a pee. He didn't listen. Soon he was off again. Not so fast. He had lots of time, lots and lots. There were now villas on this road too. Jim was soon thinking of other things again. I said to Uncle, "This is not my home. I want to go home." He said, "Come inside. I'll put the kettle on and we can have some tea and cakes. Mummy will be coming after tea." "You said we were going home, but this isn't home at all," I said. He said, "Mummy's coming soon, don't worry. She said she'll be here really soon. But first tea." "I don't want tea. I want Mother," I said. "I want my mother now." I was crying, not loudly sobbing, but tears flowing, and I was scared. I knew things weren't right. I was really frightened. And did Mother come just in time? Well, did she? Jim saw a blue light over a door. He knew this meant something, a blue light. 2 men in blue came out. Jim said, "I am lost," and realized that he was crying. One of the men said, "Yes, we know already, Jim. We've been looking for you. Now we'll bring you home."